Flag party, right, turn. Flag party, right, stand up, right, down. Stand up, three times, run. Stand up, arm, turn.
We acknowledge that we are on Treaty 6 territory to the north of the Red Deer River, and Treaty 7 territory to the south of the Red Deer River. We acknowledge and give thanks to all the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit, whose footsteps have marked these lands for centuries.
By the autumn of 1918, the world had been at war for 4 years, and most of the country's fighting were near exhaustion. They were running out of money, food, and resources. Law and order was crumbling in parts of the Ottoman, Austro-Hungarian, and German empires. With the new influx of American men and material, the Allies were pushing the German army steadily back. And by October 1918, the leaders of the German army realized they could not win the war. The German government asked for an armistice, an agreement to stop fighting. The leaders of the warring countries agreed that the guns would fall silent at 11 a.m. on November 11, 1918. Despite the imminent end of fighting, there were 10,000 casualties on the last day of the war. As news of the armistice spread around the world, massive celebrations erupted. Crowds flooded the streets in London, Paris, New York, Ottawa, Toronto, and Red Deer. After the celebrations died down, however, the reality of the mammoth task of rebuilding began to settle in. France alone had 8,000 square miles of farmland devastated, had 300,000 houses and 6,000 factories destroyed. The war was massively expensive. Britain alone spent $569 billion in today's dollars. Canada spent $26 billion in today's dollars on the war. And spending on the war wasn't finished with the end of the fighting. Returning soldiers were owed pensions. Wounded soldiers would require care, some for the rest of their lives. Widows and orphans were owed death benefits. Cities, towns, and buildings weren't the only things that had to be rebuilt. The entire way that much of the world was organized had to be rethought. The world had brought about the collapse of 3 of the world's largest empires. The victorious company, Jews that assembled in Paris, had to try to put this order back together. This would take another 8 months. Among other things, the Peace of Paris created the countries of Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Czechoslovakia, Poland, Yugoslavia, Hungary, and Iraq. While buildings can be rebuilt, fields replanted, and borders redrawn, the real cost is the 20 million people taken by the war. Somber memorial services for the dead began the year following the armistice. Plans were begun to create permanent memorials to those who had died in the war. From the plaques in countless schools, armories, and churches, to cenotaphs in town squares, to massive memorials such as the Canadian War Memorial in Ottawa and the Vivid Memorial in France. These monuments provide a daily reminder of the cost of the war. A number of countries have interred the remains of a single unidentified soldier to stand as a representative for the millions of missing soldiers Canada created its own tomb of the unknown soldier in the year 2000. These shrines to those who died in service of their country are physical manifestations of the promise made to these men and women, and that we here today continue to fulfill, that we will not forget them.
I have purpose,
I have identity.
finally of age.
I am 14, ready to defend my empire. The war,
an opportunity to be a hero. I want to be a hero.
I want to prove my worth.
Now,
I leave.
my mother is proud.
But why is she teary-eyed? I will be home for Christmas. I must be brave.
I must have confidence.
I must become a man. What is this?
It's loud.
It's horrifying.
Men are dying.
I'm cold. I'm scared.
Can't stop.
Must obey.
It hurts.
Pain. Don't think. Just act. Must stay alive.
Just
stay alive. Make it stop.
Stop. No. 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 So much blood. I killed him. I killed him. He's young. Looks like my friend. What have I done? Why am I here? Who am I? I'm sorry. Please.
Life. Death. Similarities. Humanity. Unity. Remember.
Sometimes we forget. We forget yesterdays and tomorrows. We forget passing faces, emotions that disappear, family long gone. We forget old places, love's past, childhood innocence. We forget individuals. We forget tears cried by mothers, sisters, and wives. We forget the lives lost and blood spilled. We forget the cost of winning, the cost of our home. We let our lives pass, days turn to weeks, weeks to months, months to years, and it all blurs like paints smudged on an easel. We don't remember every emotion that passed through us only minutes ago. We don't remember every tear we've cried or word we've said. We don't remember every face who has died fighting battles for us. But what if we could? Remember our yesterdays, todays, and tomorrows? Remember that emotion that flooded your senses on the first day of school? What if we remembered each one who was lost, not just a number? What if we could hold every teardrop, every drop of blood, and every ounce of hope? What if we remembered the cost of victory? We can't. We couldn't remember it all. But What if we remembered for 1 minute? Not a lot of time. To remember the cost of our freedom? 1 minute. The ones who lost their whole world in a few days. 1 minute. To appreciate the poppies that bloom, the tears shed, and the lives lost. 1 minute. We may forget, but for 1 minute, remember our soldiers who loved enough to fight for the freedom of all. To remember those who never made it home. 1 minute.
I've lived in a little town called Brock, Saskatchewan. And I'm from there. When I was 17 years old and I joined the Army. And at that time, you young people wouldn't understand, but we had a depression. And that's why I think we got. But you know, there was something that kept us away from the farm and everything, because I wanted to do something for my country. So I said, my mother and dad, they were kind of provoked, but I said, I'm going to join the Army. So I joined the Army, went to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So from there, I didn't stay in Saskatoon very long, just sent me to Peterborough, Ontario for training. That's where I took my advanced training. 2 months there, 2 months there. But you know, it was a fast training session because they wanted us to get it overseas right away. And boy, I'll tell you, it didn't take us long. But anyway, I got overseas, took 9 days to get over. I ended up in work in the Scotland, and went up the Clyde, and I never seen. I thought, oh my gosh, go up the Clyde to see these train go by. Little train like that, holy moly! Because we all were used to. So from Greenock, that was the place where we docked. We went to England. We were in military base in Cove. Got together there, and that's where I met my brother in Cove. Yeah. So anyway, they wanted the engineers wanted people to help build airports and one thing and another. So we started building airports. And that time, I joined the medical corps, and I wasn't too happy with that, so I transferred to the engineers, and that was the best thing ever happened to me. When I left Cove, the engineers got hold of us, and from then on it would go, go, go. And that's when they took a course in motorcycle riding. From then on, boy, I was hell on wheels. So then I got to with the engineers, and we built the airport in Dunsfold, England. That was a huge undertaking. That was those big planes to land on. We were there for quite a while, and then we were putting mines in. This was training basic. We had schemes for ages and age. Thought I'd never stop. And I got to tell you something. I never had bed sheets and a firm mattress, and our beds was steel, squares like that, and we had to go fill that. We called the things pallias. We had to go fill them with straw for a mattress, and that's how I lived in tents. Yeah, I rode back and forth, yeah. It's a funny thing. My parents are very religious, and I guess maybe that's helped me get through the war. I don't know. something to do with it because I never thought I'd live to be 45 years old. I really didn't think I'd live that any longer than that. Because, you know, when you're on a motorcycle, I want to show you something. Our lights were that wide, that long, and they had a top over it so they couldn't see us. Pinhole for tail light, and that's how we dispatched. It was, and the roads were full of shell holes. Like that. You know, I had so many experiences, boys. I couldn't begin to tell you all of them. Some are good, a lot of them were bad. I got shot here, right through here. I missed right through, right there. That's how close it was to getting it. We're in this tent, and I got into bed. Holy, what is this? Some son of a gun put a snake in my bed. He wasn't very popular after that. But that's the stuff I did. You know, you had to make life as easy as you could. You know, you do your darndest. But, well, you know, you're 95 years old. That's a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
So hard, you know, all the villages I went to, I never stopped. I went through every village from Normandy Beach and all the way to Germany. So you had to go all the time. Not much fun for relaxation. It was not all that bad. You had to do what you had to do. Well, you know, what you do, that's the reason I joined the Legion, because we had so much in common. They're veterans, so we could unloose a little bit. No, I'm still patriotic, oh, definitely. I'll never lose that. I put too much into it to lose it. And that's why I would like to see you young fellas carry on like that. Be patriotic, be faithful, and don't be too good all the time. Well, I just want to see these young fellas carry on and make a better world. And they're the ones that's got to do it. And we done our share. We try to make a better world. And I'm just passing the buck on the younger generation. Hopefully it'll keep this world going. Well, you know, I like passing on to the people that never been there. I hope you understand that I'm trying to portray. They should know that things weren't all bad, but they sure were good. That is for sure. But I'm just saying, thank God you guys are young and just carry on.
Carry me home down the highway of heroes, people above with the flags flying low. Carry me softly down the highway of heroes, true patriot love. There was never more. Serve with distinction, no visions of glory. I serve without question, a personal gain. Seek no justification, it's not part of my story. And it offers no comfort to the ones who remain. Just carry me home down the highway of heroes. People above, flags flying low. Carry me softly down the highway of heroes. True patriot love, there was never more. we forgot to pray. So carry me home down the highway of heroes. People up with the flags flying low. Carry me softly down the highway of heroes. True patriot love is never born. Carry me home down the highway of heroes. People I love with the hands of love. Carry me softly down the highway of heroes. True patriot love is never born. It was 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 never.
I think I know the road to that.
In Farmer's Field, the poem that every mother, every father who lost a son in that war could apply to their son. Many of the other poems could only be applied to the author. In fact, poems about the author. And McRae's medical background, I often think, comes out in that poem. There is a man who's used to seeing other people's suffering. And some of the very best war poetry was written by people for whom suffering was not a shock or a surprise. McRae, I think, fits very firmly into that category. He's writing a poem for all the young men that he's seen through his dressing stations. He's not writing it for himself.
In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, at dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
Au champ d'honneur, les coquelicots sont parsemés de l'eau en l'eau auprès des bois. Et dans l'espace, les alouettes, devenues lasses, mêlent leurs chants au sifflement des obusiers. Nous sommes morts, nous qui songions la veille encore, à nos parents, à nos amis, c'est nous qui reposons ici, au champ d'honneur. À vous jeunes désabusés, à vous de porter l'oriflamme et de garder au fond de l'âme le goût de vivre en liberté. Acceptez le défi, sinon les coquelicots se faneront au champ d'honneur.
Charles Allen, Frank Allen, Alexander Black, William Arthur Bauer, Ivan Miro Fisher,
Harold Walter Eustace, Edward E. Mears, Kendall Miller, Harold Muldrew, Frederick Hamley,
Desmond St. Clair George, Clifford E. Tyner, Albert E. Crusher,
Wilson Cameron, Bernard Carroll, Cyril Carskadden, William Connell, Robert Curie,
Matt Dunham, Robert Ellenwood, Bruce Farrell, Robert Forrester, Arthur Gordon,
Alan Groom, George Hamilton, Clarence Hatley, Kenneth Hopfee, Robert Johnson,
Jack Kilpatrick, George Langton, Raymond Leonard, Michael Lynn, Benson Long,
Fred Lynch, David MacArthur, Max Mayberry, David McCullough, James Mooring,
Vincent Nelson, Samuel McNichols, Alan Opie,
Sutherland. Alan Van Slyke.
Eddie White. Jack White.
up. Reach up. Arms. Stand up. Love. Arms. Flag party. Left and right. Start. Flag party by the center. With left.
It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no one ever is into. Imagine all the people living like this. You may say I'm dreaming, but I'm not the only one. I'm something that you just
It's fine.
But I'm not the only one. I just